What changes to your portfolio should you make before the election? You know what the answer is? Nothing. Don't do anything. It doesn't make any sense. Think about it. Sniffy Joe did he have both houses of Congress in 2020 and 21? I think he did. I think he had the House. Yeah, he had the House and the Senate. Today, big major legislation. I mean, yeah, we have the Inflation Reduction Act. I get all that, but I mean that's stupid. But did anything that's going to affect you for in terms of your overall portfolio? Did anything come from 2020, 2021, 2022 legislation that Sniffy Joe signed? Not really. I mean, it's just not. I mean, anything that you would have done to say, oh man, if I knew what Sniffy Joe was going to done, I would have done this differently. I mean, what would it have been, man? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it would be. You just don't know. I mean, the reason that people want to make changes before the election is they're basically on fear. Kamala's going to nationalize something, or they'll worry about Trump's going to nationalize, he's going to be a Hitler, and Kamala's going to be a commie. All right, so Obama had huge majorities in Congress. And what did they get done? They got Obamacare done, and what else they got done? I think they got one other thing done. But, I mean, other than that, what did anything really affect your portfolio with Obama? No. I mean, Trump had majorities in his first 2 years. Did they do anything that affected your portfolio? No. See, I think this is what I've come to realize now is that the country isn't governed by the legislative branch. You could say it's somewhat governed by the executive branch. I'd actually say it's more governed by the judicial branch. And the judicial branch is permanent. There's nothing to do. I mean, they're there permanently. And what are you going to do about it? Well, and that's why the Republicans need a Senate, by the way. So how do you then advance your portfolio in understanding that the judicial branch governs the country? You can't, man. We don't know. I mean, one guy some judge just the other day did this. I was like, oh boy, you're like that affects. I mean, but how do you know that? Anyway, and you don't want to change your portfolio based on elections anyway. I mean, as much as I can't stand the Democrats, the facts are the markets have done quite well under Democrats. Why? Because the markets love Keynesianism. They love it. The Democrats are very good at stimulating spending money, where obviously a lot of money shouldn't be spent. But with that said, the Republicans are very good at spending money too. They spend money where it shouldn't be spent as well. So Democrats spend money where it shouldn't be spent. The Republicans do the same, and the markets react accordingly because the markets love Keynesianism. I can't pronounce it right. Because spending leads to short-term gains, for sure, for the people who get the money first. Just the way it is, man. So I wouldn't. I mean, if you have in fact, I wouldn't even change my portfolio based on anything really. Now, other than market timing, like I put a bunch of money in bonds, long-term government bonds, because I said I think the rates are going to come down. The rates have hit the top, in my opinion. I did this about a year and a half ago, and I was a little bit quick on the trigger. In fact, I'll redo a video I posted about a year and a half ago or something like that, by why now's the time to buy bonds, and I'll repost that. Because I think it's pretty interesting. I was pretty prescient on that, and then unfortunately I was a little bit too prescient for my own sake because I bought the bonds too early. But anyway, so either way, that's what I did. I don't want to say a major restructure of my portfolio, but I said I have a sneaky suspicion bonds are going to pop, and they did. They did pop. I was just a little bit too early, so I still took a nosebleed, and then they popped nicely, and I still think they have more upside as well. We shall see. I don't know. So that's a strategic move. There's market timing. No, that's not market timing. That'd be like Warren Buffett market times when he buys freaking Continental Railroad or something like that, when he says, I'm going to wait for the profit margins to get better, then I'm going to buy the company. That's not market timing, dude. That's strategic. I'm strategically approaching what's obvious to me, that the interest rates have leveled off and they only have one direction to go, which is down. Now, they might stay flat. Okay, I'll just take my 4% dividend or 4% interest, government interest, but they're probably going to go down, which I was 100% correct. They did. And when the interest rates went down, the bonds jumped up, my long-term bonds. So that's strategic. That had nothing to do with politics in terms of the election or anything like that. And I'm not changing anything based on Kamala. I can't tell you in my career, man, how many people have done this just horribly mistaken. Like, I'll just never forget 2009 when Obama got in there. There's this guy I wasn't working with at that point, but I think it was 2013. When did I come down here? 2014, 15 maybe. I was working with him, and he had been in gold. He bought gold in 2009 after Obama won, the gold mutual funds and whatnot, not actually the gold bullion. and gold had gone on such a tear from the first decade of the century. I mean, it was insane how much it grew. And so he bought it in 2009, thinking Obama was going to, the gold's only got more up to go. And I didn't know this guy, I didn't work with him or anything, but he bought it. And of course, 2014-15 comes by, and he's freaking done. I mean, his portfolio is down. He just got crushed. He bought the high. I'll never get. He wanted to talk to me. Well, what to do now? And I was like, I don't know what to do now. I mean, you're down freaking 80% or something like that. I don't know what to tell you, man. He was mad too. I'll never forget. He said, well, you gotta have some strategy. I said, well, my strategy is, I mean, you bought it at the top. Now you're riding at the bottom. Now you want to sell because it didn't work out like what you thought, and you want me to tell you what to do. I don't know what I should tell you to do. I mean, my goodness, get a diversified portfolio is what I always say. Yeah, but I need to regain my money. He's like, yeah, I have no solution for you there, guy. You know what I'm saying? And he was mad. I think he even wanted to talk to my boss. He's like, he's not really giving me help. I said, and my boss said, well, what would you suggest, to me? He said that. I said, a diversified portfolio, man. He goes, well, what would you? I said, I already told him that. Just the S&P 500, some bonds, and then and just move on. But that's not what he wanted to hear. He wanted to hear how he could make his money back. I said, I don't know. So I don't know what he's done now, but I imagine he got out of gold. I think gold's had a nice run these last couple of years. I think gold's doubles. I think Jill said gold has almost doubled his money in the last 4 years or something like that. So if he got out now, he made a mistake. Or not now. If he got out in 2015 or 16, apparently he made a mistake. I don't know. You don't want to be doing that. That is market timing. I'm putting all my money in this one category because politics. Yeah, don't do that, dude. Don't do that. Anyway, so a diversified portfolio that you can sleep with at night. Come, Sniffy Joe, no Obama, Big Mike, and then freaking Heels Up Harris. That's how you plan your portfolio. Just keep it diversified and don't panic. All right, love your thoughts. God bless.